So I am. Hello, Kiryu. I'm gonna be drawing Pokemon. I'm gonna be changing them a little. By the way, let me know if you can hear me. Because, whoops. Gonna move my camera around a little. There we go. Because sometimes sound is a little weird on this here. So yeah, let me know if you can hear me properly or if there's any audio issues. That would be very appreciated. But for now, I guess I should start by introducing what I'm doing. As I'm sure you know, if you're watching this on either YouTube channel, I do have an art channel now. Actually, I've had it for almost a year. And with Halloween coming up, I had an idea for a video. And that idea is, let's see if we can take otherwise cute ghost Pokemon and turn them into actual scary creatures. So we're probably only going to make it through one today. But I'm going to start out by drawing one as they are, you know, cute. And then we're going to try to adapt it and make it a little more special. And we'll see what happens. So let's just see how that goes, huh? I'll get started in just a second. So we're going to start with Phantump. Because I always thought Phantump was incredibly cute. And very, very interesting, honestly. Because if you know the Pokedex, then you also know that this is the Pokemon that is like described as being the soul of a child lost in the woods, which is just a horrifying concept. But I think I know what I can do to make this little guy scarier. But let's start by just making him, just making the cute little Phantump we all know. So we'll just, we'll just start with the basic ghost body, and we'll do the wooden head afterwards. Give him a little bit of a pudgy belly here. There we go. Thankfully, this is a very, very simple design, so aside from some details on the head, this shouldn't take an awful lot of long time to do. I say that now, knock on wood. Okay, let's see here. Is this a little too... I kind of want to smoothen that out a bit. Yeah, more like that. I like that better. Let's fix up his little tail. Okay. Now, let's see here. I am not great at managing to draw circles well by hand, but let's give it a go anyway. Oh. By the way, if you hear me wince every now and then, you might know that I hurt my arm a while back. Nothing too serious, but it does mean that occasionally, like, there's a little bit of pain. It's the left arm, not my drawing arm. So that's why. Again, nothing super serious, so don't worry about it. Anyway. Okay, that's decent. That is also decent. See if I can make it more decent. That's pretty alright. Well, it's a little too thick over there now. Better. Pull on it a little. Like that. We do this here. Right. Whoops. And just to make things easier for myself. Hi there, Lost. Yes, indeed. Draw. We're gonna be trying to adapt cute Pokemon into scarier Pokemon. But we're just gonna start by drawing them cute as they are, and then we'll adapt it from there. So let's see if I can do this. I have a decent idea of how to do that with Phantom. But let's just get him drawn first. I might actually have made his head like a little too tall rather than wide. We might want to fix that while we still can. All right. To fix that line there up a bit. I suggest you put on some music, by the way, while I'm doing this. Because I have music on, you just can't hear it. Because otherwise, I might get in trouble with Twitch. And we wouldn't want that now, would we? Yeah, I definitely screwed this up. Okay. Let's fix this up a little bit. We gotta go back a couple steps. Hi, Aqua. Thanks for joining. On our mildly spooky Pokemon quest here. That's very nice of you. So, for those that are just joining now, what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna be doing this for an aesthetics video. I'm gonna try and adapt otherwise cute Pokemon into scary Pokemon. But to do that, I feel like I need to draw them cute first, like they're supposed to be. And then we can use that as a reference for what I'm gonna do from there. I have a very specific idea for this one. Come on. Well, I mean, maybe save your grades for when you see the results. I could very well fuck it up completely and make something terrible. Like most of the stuff I do. Wow. I'm being silly. Don't mind me. Alright, that's a little better. Does mean we have to change the eyes a bit, though. Actually, hold on. I need to post something real quick. Bum bum ba da ba da 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 da. Okay, now we have the base head shape. So I'm actually gonna take my sketch here, and I'm gonna improve a little bit on Phantom's face. Let's make some bigger eyes and spread them out a little more. We're gonna be sketching the scary version from scratch in program. So hopefully that makes things a little more interesting. And as usual for these videos, I'll be doing 3 different ones. Maybe I'll stream 2, but one will be a surprise. Gotta leave a reason to actually watch the finished video, right? What are you guys' favorite ghost type anyway? There's a lot of cool ones. I think I might need to bend this a little. Okay. All right. That's a pretty good start. Yep. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. And let's get some branches on here. Look at him. There's my little tree boy. As adorable as any pocket monster could be. That is the thing, right? Like, sure, some Pokemon are drawn to be more cool and fearsome, but at the end of the day, they're still all pretty adorable, regardless of what the Pokedex might say. So that's why I thought it would be fun to see if we can make them a little more like actual ghosts. See if we can adapt them into something cool. Oops, that's the wrong brush. Yeah, let's... Yeah, they don't need to be exactly alike. Or do they? Okay, I'm having trouble with this other horn. I think my brain is kind of like fighting me on trying to draw outside of my sketch. That's better. Okay. We can move this a little bit. And we get a couple of big eyes here. Now that we can actually just copy. No reason to spend time on that. And that is about all it takes to draw Phantom. Not one of the hardest Pokemon ever to make. I mean, I could spend more time and do it more detailed, but I'm gonna save that for the actual scary version of him. Just gotta fix up this line here. Whoops. And we gotta add... Oh, crap. Hold on. Okay. And we gotta add some leaves. Come on. There we go. Oh, shit. When did the... Huh. Okay, when did the anti-aliasing go all the way up? There we go. All right. Look at him. Look at our little boy. Well, that's exactly the thing, because that's the premise of Phantom. But look at Phantom. Actually look at it as a design. And it's very, very cute, you know? You gotta remember that the Pokédex is kind of ignored, generally, in-game. Like, it's very rare that anything actually written in it is remotely acknowledged. So, because of that, I thought it would be fun to acknowledge it and see if we can do something with it. So once we've done this, we're gonna try a little bit of a redesign. But for now, we just need a quick little Phantom to get us started. Well, the thing is, I think the Pokédex is also largely... Because if you actually read them, I know people love to do those insanely fucked up things that in the Pokédex videos. And they're fun, don't get me wrong. They kind of ignore that a lot of the time, the stuff that's messed up, you can kind of brush it off as, oh, well, that's nature. And nature is scary, right? Like stuff like the way Gorbis eats. It's like, okay, that sucks, but that's nature. Animals do that. That's just how it is. However, the ghosts, when you actually read them, they usually say like legends say, folklore say. So I think in the Pokemon universe, this is just me fan theorizing, that these are actually just that, just rumors and old myths and stuff, and that ghost Pokemon are something else entirely. However, I'm gonna be treating them as like actual ghosts here. Gonna try and see if we can do something with that. It is interesting. It's very odd in a lot of ways. All right, let's do the eyes. Oh, actually, I didn't realize they actually did have outlines. Pretty big ones too. But like, come on. You can't tell me this guy isn't cute. He's adorable. I honestly love Phantump. Phantump and Gourgeist are some of the coolest additions to that gen. Gorbis and Beautifly have similar creepy entries about them stabbing prey with their spec mouse and the gold suck dry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's messed up, but it's also just nature. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you really gonna do? Animals gotta eat, you know? It's just because we're so used to thinking of them as these mascot characters and as adorable pets that happen to have badass superpowers that we find that stuff messed up. But the ghost Pokemon are a different story, or the ones that are like items and stuff. What's that? Yeah, damn nature, you scary. Holucha is pretty goddamn good. I love Holucha. Whoever came up with Holucha is kind of a genius. Whoops. Oh. What the hell? Why won't it? Why? Why? Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing it the other way around. I'm a fool. There we go. What would you say is your favorite Pokemon type overall? I mean, I do like ghost types a lot. Oddly, for someone who doesn't actually like most real life sea life, they kind of freak me out a little bit. I actually really like a lot of water Pokemon. Birds are an especially big love, though. I adore some bird Pokemon. It's just because I think birds are cute in real life, so... Well, certain birds. There are definitely some birds that can screw right off. I just think birds are cool creatures. I would never own a bird in real life because I realize they require like a lot of care that I probably wouldn't be great at. And they are noisy as hell. So probably not gonna do that, but I do like birds. I do think they're very adorable. And very cool creatures. Yeah, I have a feeling I'd not be a very good bird daddy, but I do think they're cute. Absolutely. All right. So that was just a real quick little warm up. Just get us a quick little Phantump. He ended up looking maybe a little too much like the reference, but whatever. This is just a sketch I happened to make a while ago. So now that we have our base Phantump here, now is where things are going to get a little interesting. I'm just going to shrink him down. Oh, hold on. Let's shrink him down a little so we have a bit more room. Okay. So, what do we know about Phantump? We know that Phantump is supposedly the ghost of a child that got lost in the woods, died, and inhabited a tree stump, right? We all agree that's the Pokédex lore. So with that in mind, I was thinking, okay, what is something similar that I can think of right now? And I actually thought of a fantastic horror game that I'm sure you've all heard of, called Silent Hill. Because if any of you have played the first... Whoops, hold on. I gotta do a little thing here. Because if any of you have played the original Silent Hill, you might remember a certain enemy type called a larval stalker. This is an enemy type that freaked me the hell out when I was a kid. By the way, I need to fix this up. Hold on. The larval stalker are these like little shadow children, as I recall them. Just these little shadowy child-sized figures. They don't actually harm you. They just kind of walk around in the school level and make squeaky noises. And they freaked me the ever-living hell out back in the day. Like, they were by far the most unsettling part of the school for me. And I thought, why not use that as a base for our scary Phantump? Especially once I also remembered that there exists a little horror movie from 2014 called Cub. Let me just find my reference here. Here's the poster for Cub. Up in the corner. And I don't remember much about that movie, but the actual antagonist in it, the monster if you will, is a feral child wearing a wood bark mask. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like something we can use. Essentially put this on a larval stalker. There it is. I'm not going to be able to recreate this effect, but what I am going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to draw... Nah, Cub is not a very well-known movie. I saw it at a festival, and I remember it being alright, but nothing special. My point is, that seems like a good place to start. So let's get a sketch going here. Ow! Sorry, that's my arm. So, before we do anything else, we need to get a childlike body in here. So, we're gonna draw a big old head. That's the old trick. The bigger the head, the younger the character. Of course, within reason, you know? Huh. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're too much of a baby, you can always watch me play them. I do have a Let's Play channel, you know. Which just became eligible for partnership. Yeah, I don't get that either. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. I didn't realize not JPEG had entered. And yes, it is a pretty horrifying poster, isn't it, Ellie? But anyway, hi, welcome, folks. So now that we have a big old baby head here, let's try giving it a little chubby body. Make it not so much like big child, but more like a little fat baby body. Now the question is, what kind of pose do you want? I don't actually want this one to look threatening so much as just unsettling. Because this is still gonna be a kid, you know? This is just gonna be a lost kid. It's probably just as scared as we are of it. So let's just things a little bit. Megan Fox movies. I don't really particularly care for her, honestly. What can we come up with for... Actually, I'm gonna bend this over a little bit, make it a little more slouched. And maybe bend the head in a slightly more natural way to give it a really weird overall look. Yeah, I like that. That's a little... I mean, I've only seen the Fly 2 and Speed 2, and Speed 2 is a piece of shit. Fly 2 is not great either, but I guess it's alright, you know? Okay, so that's too thin for a leg. We're gonna do something more like this. I like to think so. I like to think we're all a little spooky. It's fine. Yes, the original Speed is. The original Speed is about a bus that has a bomb in it that will explode if it goes less than, I believe, 80 miles an hour. Great action movie. Very 90s, but great nonetheless. The thing is, they made a sequel that has, like, none of the same characters, and it takes place on a boat, on a ship. And that is just the most terrible idea. Because, you know, the whole bit of suspense about Speed is that it's a bus, it's in a city, and it can't slow down, so it's gonna hit shit. But a boat is just on the ocean. I mean, there's still regulations, obviously. They're still dangerous, but you have nowhere near the same level of constant danger. I did, Pink. I'm just responding to a lot of people. Sorry. You're gonna notice that I'm very deliberately not really giving this a lot of features. Not only is that because we're doing the sketch stage right now, but I also don't really intend to. Because I'm gonna keep it very on the shadowy side of things. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the problem, right? Because, like I said, the original movie has the benefit of, like, the very real danger of causing a traffic accident and killing a lot of innocent people. What's gonna happen on the boat? It's just not the same, you know? So that's basically all I remember about it, other than it sucked. To be fair, I was like 12 when I saw it, so it's been a while. Okay, so now we have a base body. We need to make some eyes. And rather than those big ovals, we're gonna do them just that little bit more human-like. But let's droop them a little, like it's someone who's sad. And then we start working on the mask. Right. Now the mask is gonna have to be a little bit more detailed. So the thing about me and horror, like I love horror and I want to draw horror stuff, but my style is very cartoonish. I'm not very good at drawing realistically, so we have some base problems there, you know? Wait, what sounds cool? Sorry? Alright, I don't have to work on this too detailed yet. So now we can make things a little more skull-like. Oh yeah, they do. They do sound cool. Let's make the branches a little more random and weird here. So they feel a little more like actual branches. Well, he's supposed to be a sad little dude. Like I said, we're still dealing with a kid here. A kid who, like, doesn't know where they are, and... Remember, not all ghosts are, like, evil ghosts. I just want this to be something that would be, like, sad and scary to find in the real world, you know? What about inner space? I don't know what inner space is. Let's make the other branch, like, really weird and fucked up. Like, really bend it in a weird direction. Oh, that's a little much. Okay. And now let's get some leaves in. Yep, doesn't ring a bell, man. I haven't seen everything in life. As much as people want me to have seen everything ever. I mean, I get it. I go around touting that I like movies a lot, so of course that's gonna happen. But I have not seen every movie ever made. Okay. Our sad little dude is coming together, I think. What do you say? Would this freak you out if you saw it in the woods? Or would you just be sad? Yeah, try to set up the scene for yourself. Try to imagine you're walking through the woods late at night. You hear, like, a weird little squeak. Sort of. A little, like, whimper and whine. And off in the distance you see this walking by. And it turns and looks at you. With sad red eyes. Okay, good. Let's remove a few help lines from all this to make it a little more coherent. What? Are you saying you won't take him home? And give him all the love he didn't get in life? You're not gonna treat him like the Little Miss No Home doll? Which is still one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen in my life. If you've never heard of Little Miss No Home, go look that up right now. Holy shit. It's the most messed up toy commercial ever made, I think. That was the idea. This is a ghost that should make you feel sad when you see it, you know, like, oh man, this little guy didn't do anybody any harm. Yeah, so it's a doll that was created in the 60s or something. It's called Little Miss No Home. No Name, Little Miss No Name. And the whole idea is that it's like a poor child doll. So it's this little it's this little girl in like a burlap sack dress and with these huge tearful eyes. And they market it as like the doll that needs a little more love than the others. So the whole idea is that you like adopt this street urchin. And like it's just so messed up because it's like, how privileged do you have to be to make a toy out of poverty and sell it as a cute little game to children? It's completely fucked up and it's very funny. And you can hear the lady in the commercial being like, Little Miss No Name is so poor, she doesn't even have her own name. She just wants pretty hair like all the other dolls. So why don't you brush it? Like stuff like that. It's completely horrific and incredibly funny. No. Okay. That kind of ruins it. I have no idea if they do. I think it's about speed to girls' nurturing nature or some such bullcrap. It is. It's totally what it is. I believe I showed the commercial to you before, so you know what I'm talking about. It's incredibly funny. Seriously, look it up. I think she's called Little Miss No Name or something. Otherwise, just search like orphan doll commercial 1950s or 60s or something. It is the most messed up thing, but I love shit like that. I love shit like where somebody clearly did not think it through, you know? I find that incredibly amusing. Alright, I think we have a decent sketch here, because this one is not going to be very detailed. This is basically it. We might want to make him a little foggy. Just give it a little bit more of a ghostly feel, you know? All right, so I think we have our sketch. Let's turn off the cute phantom for a bit. Oh yeah, like the shot of her just standing out in the snow and looking in through the window. It's horrific. I love it. Okay, we're gonna use a slightly rougher pen for this. What about the textured pen? Let's try using this. Make it a little rougher looking. Actually, we need to turn down the size of this quite a bit. It's way too big right now. Yeah, it is like the start to some kind of terrible Child's Play ripoff, you know, like, oh, the doll is mad that other people have the life it didn't. It's gonna come in there and kill all of you. It's so funny. Thank you. That was the idea. Like I said, I'm not great at drawing horror stuff, but I try. Oh, actually, it's better if I do it like this. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Deadly Friend. The only part I remember of Deadly Friend is the basketball scene because it's ridiculous and funny. I seem to remember it being decent as far as 80s horror movies go. But I don't remember a lot of specifics. The basketball scene is pretty chef's kiss, though. Like, that shit is great. It's called Deadly Friend. It's about some kid who basically Frankenstein's his best friend slash crush back to life. But of course, she's like a fucked up zombie creature or something. It's been a while, so I might be getting some details wrong, but you get the idea. It's something to that effect, at least. Yeah, just some nerdy kid. His friend dies. And then he resurrects her, and it goes wrong, obviously, because it's a horror movie, horror comedy. How's this looking so far? Can we turn off the sketch for a second? Oh, we need to put the sketch down here. Mix a friend and a robot. The nasty neighbor destroys the robot, and her abusive father kills her. Yeah, something like that. Oh, Shopping Mall. Now there's a fun one. Also, I don't care who you are. Shopping Mall is an amazing title for a cheesy horror movie. Big props to whoever came up with that one. I'm serious, by the way. Shopping Mall is a fantastic title. The movie is exactly as dumb as you think. But if that isn't a great title, absolutely nothing in the world is. Like, so we starting to feel sorry for Ghost Kid here yet? Well, yeah. We got to make it look like an old rotted tree, you know? Like this kid has been walking around the woods for years, searching for a home, trying to find the parents that lost him. You know? God, that's sad. Like he's going around Doctor Who style and asking, "Are you my mommy?" Hey, man. I told you, the point was to make it scary and unpleasant. I haven't seen it. I'm actually quite behind on everything MCU related. Not because I've lost interest so much, I just got distracted. I need to, like, do a big catch-up session at some point. Oh, which scene? Because Lilo and Stitch, that's just cry central, man. Like, that movie is sad. I mean, it's also very uplifting and cute, but there's some sad shit in that one. I actually, back when it came out, I was like early teenager. And I was very much in the if it's not the same, it's bad phase. So when I heard about a Disney movie that was about an alien in Hawaii, I was like, are you kidding me? There's no way that's good. And then I finally, years later, I was like, I never gave that movie a chance. I should watch it when I was an adult, like early 20s, I think. And then I saw it, and I basically wept myself into a total fucking stupor. God, that movie's sad. I mean, of course, you know, everything ends well. Ohana means family. My family's here. It's small, but it's good. All's well, but my god. It gets rough on occasion in that one. What a great film. Absolutely cooked with that one. What's that? Thoughts on Detective Pikachu? I liked it. I mean, I would have preferred. Obviously, they couldn't really do the whole Pokemon journey, getting gym badges or something in a movie form, because that would take way too fucking long. I would have preferred something that was a little more, maybe not slice of life, but felt a little more like we were just kind of hanging out in the Pokemon world. But I absolutely loved seeing the various Pokemon just screw around and have a good time. That was great. I haven't seen it since it was new, so I would have to watch it again. But I did really like it when I saw it. I mean, it's silly. It's dumb in a lot of ways. But, still fun. Yes, still fun. Alright, let's get some leaves on this boy. Or girl, I don't really know. This nondescript ghost child. Whoops. There we go. Oh yeah, Stitch lost. That's terrible. I might have to watch that again soon. That's such a good movie. It's definitely a Tears of Joy thing, but the part that always gets me is Stitch describing, when he's about to get arrested at the end, and he's like, "It's my family. I found it myself. It's small and broken, but still good." God, that's an amazing line. I have not. I have not really been to any. I'm assuming that's an American con. I haven't really been to any of those. Good God. What have I wrought? What have I done to this poor child? It is rough. It is rough. But, we need those stories. I am absolutely in the camp that believes that we shouldn't baby the kids. Like, stories need to have actual scary moments, actual danger, actual sadness. Because, it's a way to learn to process those emotions when something happens later. And at least in a movie, you can be like, hey, okay, take it easy. This is just fiction, man. Everything's fine. Also, it just teaches basic empathy. So, okay, this was the hard part. The wood mask. So now we're gonna do the body, and with the body, I'm actually gonna go extremely simple. Because my plan is to basically just have this kid body here, fill it in, and more imply lines than actually draw them. You're gonna see what I mean by that. And then I'm gonna do a lot of erasing, so it's like it only half exists. Don't boop the tummy, Pink. That tummy is not for booping. That tummy is for spooping. That's terrible. I apologize. Thank you. I am quite happy with how it's looking so far. Hello, Tailsdoll. Thanks for popping in. No, you cannot boop my tummy. Once again, my tummy is not for booping. It is, however, for pooping. Because that is where I store the poop before it becomes poop. I'm being very mature right now. I have no idea what you mean. Critter. I haven't seen much of the new Critters. And honestly, basically any Critters I've seen since the first two are they're kind of shit in a way that isn't even fun. 3 has its moments. 3 absolutely has its moments. And I like the base premise of 3. But, nah. Critters never really manages to stay fun, unfortunately. As much as I love those little bastards. The Pokemon in question, hey Shady, is Phantump. We started out drawing a regular cute Phantump, and now we're doing the scary version of the same basic idea. Let me just turn that off again. Sad. Okay, I clearly don't remember 3 well enough to know why it would make you sad. I mean, it's a shadowy child with a wooden tree mask, so yeah, maybe you should have, but the whole idea here is to take the basic concept of the Pokemon and make it work as an actual ghost story. So also, if you're not familiar with Phantump or whatever, it makes sense that you wouldn't guess it. So who cares? It's fine. Four. 4 is the one on the space station. Yep, he sure did, and he's amazing in all of them. Love me some Warwick Davis. Dude's a lot of fun. I mean, he's the only reason to watch those movies, really. Aside from some hilarious cheap special effects. And maybe if you want to see Jennifer Aniston do something a little weird. Oh, thank God, John is here. Now the world is saved. I wonder... Hold on. Just gonna follow this a little bit. Is it too much if I do that? I think that might be too much. So we're gonna keep that as a big old bald head. What movie franchise would I say started off great but ended badly? I mean, a lot. Die Hard. Unfortunately, nowadays, we also know that, Bruce Willis was not well for a long time, and that's unfortunate for him and all that. But Die Hard 5 is just such a shit show, man. It's not good. It has an evil Russian bad guy that would have been embarrassing in the 80s. Heh, Alien. Well... I never got around to seeing what was it, Prometheus, or what was the latest one? Okay, I think we have our basic body now. So now you're gonna see what my idea is here. Romulus. Well, yeah, but before that. Covenant. Yeah, I saw Covenant, and Covenant fucking sucked. All kinds of ass. I mean, I got a couple cheap laughs out of it, so that's something, but it's a stupid fucking movie. Okay. So here's our scary phantom so far. Good grief, what have I brought? What have I done? Somebody stop me. Deliver this poor child. Now, here's where things are gonna get a little interesting, because let's see if I can do what I have in mind here. Actually, hold on. Let me go back a couple steps. Okay. Gonna put the mask up here, and we're gonna make a body copy down here. And there's a reason for this, but you'll see why later. Okay. Mask. Whoops. Gotta rasterize this. And here. Okay. Let's turn off the sketch wherever it went. Oh. Okay. Turn this off. Put it down here. Mask. Leaves. I haven't seen Thanksgiving, but I really did like Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I thought that was a lot of fun. So we're just gonna move Phantom down a little so we have room to work. All right. Now then, we don't need you. We need Phantom. Come here. There you are, buddy. Now we're gonna turn down the saturation, make them way darker, these leaves. And we're gonna get some autumn leaves in there, some that are more orangey. Let me just find a color that won't interfere with the rest of it. Here. Okay. Let's just do this. And let's go a little reddish brown on this one. Whoops. Let's get a more reddish one. Put that down here. Yep, that'll do. Anything good about the Babadook? Are you kidding? I love the Babadook. I mean, unfortunately, it also gave birth to a bunch of extremely douchey people who call it elevated horror and whatever, and oh, it's so much better than everything else, and fuck off. But no, I love the Babadook. I thought it was great. I also happened to see it in the theater when it was new, and, you know, there was an interview with the director afterwards, so I will admit that might have colored my perception a bit. But I thought it was great. I mean, you know, the thing about horror films is that anytime an indie horror film gets a little bit of success, it gets hyped to hell and back, and then all the hardcore, quote-unquote, horror fans watch it, and they go, I didn't think it was scary, therefore it is bad, and then everybody's suddenly the coolest kid in class, you know? Like, it sucks. It happens every time. And people seem to forget that horror is extremely subjective. So even trying to, like, quantify what is and isn't scary is just a fool's errand to begin with. Yeah, well, it was just like part of a festival I went to back then. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, that one. Okay, do we have any stray pixels here that didn't really... Yeah. Okay. Now, like I said, we're gonna be fiddling around. Actually, I'm gonna use the base colors from actual Phantom for the mask, and then we're gonna play around with some saturation and stuff. See where that takes us. Ain't seen it. There we go. And by the way, for anyone wondering, yes, more Fiction Addiction is coming. Once again, my output has been low, and I'm aware. I am working on something right now. I actually have like 2 things that I hope to get out in October. Along with some art videos. I'm hoping to at least make this one and the one I posted about on Twitter. Latter one has top priority, honestly, but I just wanted to work on this today. Well, that's good. The next one should be quite special. I won't tell you what it is because I like the surprise, but I can tell you that it's going to be about games once again. And after that, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while and do like an actual movie, like a live action movie. That has been a hot minute since I've done any of that. Okay, now check this out. Now we're going to do something strange in the neighborhood. Who you're going to call? Okay, this is looking pretty good so far. Oh, you know what? Just to make this even more crazy, we should do it like a Pokédex, but make it like a document rather than an actual Pokédex entry, like an old parchment or something. I never actually saw Red Sonja, so no, I did not know about a remake. Okay, now check out what I'm gonna do, because this is gonna get a little strange. So I just removed all the outlines for the body. However, I'm actually gonna select the outline. I'm gonna remove it and I'm gonna try and erase here. So we just have these like vague, shadowy outlines instead. And then, to keep up the idea of these larval stalkers that I'm kind of taking this idea from, I'm going to try something. So we're going to make a copy of the body just so I always have the original. We're going to go up here. Actually, we're going to use the spray bottle. And we're going to push brush density way down. And we're gonna like slightly erase. So it's like his steps are kind of disappearing. Oh shit. Hold on. I forgot his fingies over here. And there we are. Like he's kind of hollow. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's too late exactly. It's just, I don't know if the market is there. I know some people really love Thundercats, but I mean, I've never seen it, so take what I say with a grain of salt, you know, but it always came across to me like it was kind of the oddball among all those franchises. The one that didn't have quite as many fans as everything else. I could be wrong. I could be completely and utterly wrong. I don't think there's as big a market for it as there is for other things. I'm not questioning that somebody loves it. Obviously they do. There's a lot of nostalgia for it. I'm just trying to think of like, is it big enough? You know? Okay, this is not quite working how I thought it would. Let's go back a couple steps. You're misunderstanding me. I didn't say it doesn't have many fans. I'm just questioning if it has enough for a studio to want to touch it again in any hurry. Because the last few times they revived it, it didn't exactly do numbers like they were hoping. Unfortunately, that's all that matters to the people who actually sit on the money. Which, honestly, understandable. It is a business and all, but... Alright, we might want to try this instead. Nope. Okay, then. That's fair. Totally fair. Have I ever gotten autographed photos from and pictures with celebrities? I have one of Robert Englund, but it's... I mean, I was at Sci-Fi Con in Sweden years ago. And he was great just overall. Like, it's just such a treat to meet him. And I bought a print. But I do have a picture of him and me, like him not as Freddy. Because I had the chance to interview him. And, ooh, hello. Let's see. And that was very, very cool, obviously. And he's a funny man, honestly. He took one look at me and he was like, "You're a tall guy. Why don't you strangle me? It'll be funny for the photo." So yeah, I have a picture of myself strangling Robert Englund. Somewhere on my computer. Hold on, I would have to host it somewhere. Give me a second. Let me just find it. Yes. Motherfucker is even doing the like, guess I'll die pose, which is very funny. It is. I'm very happy with it. I do also have a pic. I don't think I would have to do a little bit of digging to find on my computer. Oh, hold on. Hold on. That's really good. Let's try and darken this down a bit. Blur it a little bit. This is looking pretty fucking cool. I have a picture of myself with Gunnar Hansen too. You know, the man who played Leatherface way back in the day. But I would have to dig a little deeper to find that right now. So unfortunately, I can't really do much about that. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's make this look a little more like decrepit and rotted. There we go. And then let's see if we can't. Wow, that really does absolutely nothing, huh? Okay. Oh, because I'm using the wrong thing. Right. There we go. The cool part about the pic with Gunnar Hansen is that it was at a screening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the Metal Festival Copenhagen. So that alone was super fucking cool. But he was like doing it's so dumb. He was like doing a presentation of it and, you know, telling stories from behind the set and all that stuff. And he was talking about how he got that role because he's such a large man and how they gave him like, oh, thank you very much. I'm not sure who that was, but thank you very much. Aqualove's Art just subscribed. Thank you. He was talking about how he's such a big dude and they gave him boots with like super chunky soles so he'd look even bigger. And he goes like, yeah, it kind of made me a total mountain of a man at like 6'3". I'm 6'6", naturally. So immediately after the movie, I walk up to him and I ask for an autograph and all that. And he just like stares at me like, oh shit. And in the picture I have with him, he's like pointing at me like, you see this fucker? Do you see this guy? Got to get going soon. Thank you. You have a great day too. Oh, it's probably on my Facebook somewhere. All right, now let's give this thing some eyes. Because it is missing some. We gotta have the red eyes. That's kind of like a staple of Phantom. The question is if we're gonna give it pupils. I don't think so, but let's just see what we can do here first. What we are gonna do is we're gonna make them way smaller. And more on the round side, I think. Gonna make it a little more like it's looking at you specifically. Whoops. And now I am gonna let's try and make them bigger. He said actually talking about eyes and not what you think. Oh, this is a sad little creature, isn't he? Look at him. He didn't harm anybody.
You know, the best part about you using StreamYard is the fact that I can just like invade your streams at any
Indeed,
time.
you can. Hello, John. Hello.
Just figured I'd pop in and say hello.
Sure.
Yeah, so it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that you're doing Phantom. Like, I didn't realize that this was a Pokemon art stream. So I was like, what the hell character is he drawing? This is creepy as hell. And it's like, oh, it's Phantom. I did think to myself, I was like, that looks a lot like Phantom. But then I thought it was like maybe from some cartoon that I've never heard of.
Nope. I am deliberately doing like, let's see if we can make Ghost Pokemon scary. And
you're definitely doing a bang up job. And here's the thing is that this Phantom, like, I feel like there's not even like really that big of a change. You've just extended like the ghostly part.
That's kind of the idea.
And that's like really it.
Yeah. The whole idea of this is just like taking the lore that's already there.
Yeah.
And being like, okay, but what did it look like? What would it look like if it wasn't a cute little mascot that's supposed to sell toys?
Because the one thing that we see a lot when people are trying to make like Ghost Pokemon scary or just Pokemon scary in general is they'll do something like Gengar and they'll just make him like extra spiky and give him like pointy teeth. And like that's really it, which like, yeah, I feel like it accomplishes what they're setting out to do, but it's just kind of like a cop out.
It gets a little bit boring when that's all you do. I'm just taking the idea and demascotifying it.
It's a solid way to go.
What other you know what it's like? You know what it is? It's that meme where it's like, you know what? Fuck you, unpocket your monster. That's what it is. That's what I'm doing.
What other mons are you thinking about doing if you're gonna do?
I have some ideas. I think I actually have them in here. The others I'm doing are Gimme Ghoul, because I have some ideas for that one. That's the little thing.
How would you make Gimme Ghoul? Oh, I suppose Gimme Ghoul you could make like a little bit more spooky by just like leaning into like the gremlin side of them. It's Golden Go that I have no idea how you.
Oh, Golden Go, I gave up on when I thought about it.
I have no idea how you make Golden Go actually look like a ghost and not like a cereal mascot.
No, that's not the idea. I'm not doing Golden Go. I'm not doing evolutions.
Golden Go looks like he should be like the mascot for like Honey Crisps or like some weird cereal. I hate Golden Go so much.
I don't hate him, but I see why people aren't fond of him.
So here is my nerd confession. Mm-hmm. This is my great shame when it comes to Golden Go.
Oh dear.
I wanted to complete the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex so that I could get the shiny charm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I absolutely fucking refused to grind out 400 Gimme Ghouls. Or like whatever that I think, or no, it's like 999 Gimme Ghouls or whatever.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount.
So I bought a Golden Go. I bought it on eBay because I was like, fuck this. It was literally the last Pokemon in my Pokedex. And I was like, this is dumb. This evolution method is dumb. So I spent like $2.99 and I just bought a golden go off some guy on eBay.
Man, pay to win.
It's a Pokemon that I like. I'm never gonna freaking use a golden go.
Nah,
Like,
I get you.
I got it. I went neat, put it in my Pokebox, and that was that. Like now it's sitting in Pokemon Home or whatever, just like filling up a spot, and that's it. It'll probably never move from Pokemon Home. It might move from Pokemon Home if like I need to put it in a game to complete a Dex entry. That's like the only time that it'll ever move.
That makes sense. No, but I have Gimmighoul in mind because what I think I'm gonna do with that one is I'm gonna lean into the idea of like a ghost inside a chest. Like it's the ghost of a greedy person who's been like condemned to guard gold for the entire afterlife, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it kind of like the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth sticking out of a chest. And I was thinking of because if you take a look at the actual art, we have him right here. He has coins for eyes, and that's like a thing in Greek mythology, you know, paying the ferryman.
The river Styx and all that.
Yeah, so I was thinking of leaning harder into that and just make his eyes gold coins, and maybe give him like a long, creepy tongue that also has golden coins in them, almost like piercings.
I mean, I almost feel like the tongue would be too far. Like, I almost feel like the tongue might be over designing.
Maybe. We'll see. I haven't worked on it yet. That's just the idea so far.
Yeah. I think the rest of it is rad. But, you know. Yeah.
We'll figure it out when I get there. Because, like, the whole idea here is to not really change that much.
Yeah. Hello, Aqua. This is my voice. I'm Esh's co-host for Bitrate. Yep. If I cared, my camera was on, and you'd be able to see my voice. Enjoy the sub, by the way, because it gifted you a sub. So,
oh, that's nice of you.
With that.
All right, we're just gonna make this a little more weird to look at. And now we're gonna go
the weird like offsetting.
Yeah.
Like,
and now I'm gonna do something with the eyes here.
Definitely adds like a unnerving quality to it.
That's the idea. So now, whoops, that's not what I wanted. So now we're gonna do another blur effect. We're gonna do a blur, but we're gonna move it. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. There we are. But we're gonna move it the other way. We're gonna give it, whoops, the other direction here.
I love what that is doing to the pupils.
Yeah, this?
Yeah.
I want him to seem like he's kind of phasing in and out of reality at the moment. Like you're just catching a glimpse of something.
Now the question is, are you going to add a glow effect to the eyes? Because I feel like they should be glowing.
I mean, I kind of did. It's just that it's so desaturated right now, you don't really see it. I'll figure it out in a moment. Let's see. Oh, that's a little too much. Okay, I'm gonna do that in a different way. I'm gonna take the fingertip smudge tool and do this. Actually, we're gonna move the eyes on top of everything, so it goes over the mask too. So all the way up here.
So it's almost like you're getting like almost like a little bit of a bokeh effect on the eyes.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. All right, so let's see. That makes it glow a little more. Okay, I would hate to run into this thing in the woods.
You managed to make Phantump actually more creepy than Trevenant.
Yeah, well, Trevenant
one that is supposed to be creepy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I was talking about earlier. Like, even the Pokemon that are actually creepy are usually pretty cute when you get down to it. And
yeah, I mean, it is still a kid's game.
Exactly, and Trevenant is no exception. Trevenant is very much I mean, Trevenant is basically just the scary trees from Snow White when you get down to it.
Yeah.
More than anything else. Oh, that's way too hard.
I mean, we all know which ghost Pokemon is actually the creepiest.
Oh, which one?
Just on its own. It's freaking Drifloon, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't hear Drifloon without thinking of the fucking Junji Ito story.
Yeah, well, and that's
which is
you know,
so fucking bizarre, that one. Okay, this is pretty freaking good, I like to think. So how about we take this a little step further? Let's see. I want to try something. Because I might add a little bit of texture here. Well, not texture to him, but I'm gonna do a little something that could be fun. Because I was thinking of doing this as like a Pokédex, but not a Pokédex, but like a book.
yeah.
So let's see here.
Honestly, I will say, like, I haven't even seen the other Pokemon that you're going to do, but if you do a piece of artwork that combines them all together, I'll buy it as a poster because that's like
nice.
Halloween decoration level, spooky.
Yeah, I would hope so. Like I said, I have a Gimmighoul in mind. I'm gonna do 3, and the last one I had in mind was actually Delmise, which is already pretty creepy.
The giant anchor.
Yeah, the anchor with the wheel on it.
Trying to think off the top of my head how I would make that creepy.
I have ideas, man. Really, it's creepy enough on its own already because it's like, it's actually like an animated anchor that like floats around in the ocean. It's actually super creepy when you get down to it.
Yeah, a lot of the way that it moves, like its idle animation, how it's just like gently swaying back and forth, like, is very unnerving.
So the idea I had was actually more like adding something. Like actually adding a ghostly sailor to it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that's
like it's sort of like captured a soul that is just doomed to sail around forever. Okay, see, this kind of ruins things because now the mask is way too dark.
I feel like this would work if you like almost if you just desaturated it entirely.
Yeah, let's see. Let me just try a few things here.
Like you'd have to like try to make it look like it's actually like a sketched piece and not digital art on a page like that. And then you got to add like the scribbled writing around it, like somebody took notes on their encounter with it or whatever.
Yeah, the problem is my handwriting is absolute ass.
So, well, I think that just sort of adds to it. Or you could just find like there are fonts that look very convincingly like.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know there are. Then I would have to desaturate the whole picture if I did that.
Well, I would desaturate the picture. I wouldn't desaturate the background because I think the stained page look is a good look. I
am going to desaturate it just a little bit. It's a little bright right now, more like that. And let's see if we can. I'm just gonna copy this because I like to copy things so I always have the original in case what I do doesn't work.
100%.
Which sometimes that happens. You know, you try a thing and you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
That didn't look how I hoped. So when that happens, it's usually a good idea to have a backup. So now let's just melt everything down to one picture here. And we'll see what we can do with it. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Okay. Let's try. Whoops. We got to go back down to the scary folder here. Now let's try to desaturate it. I kind of wanted them to be in color though, but I guess this is working too. Okay, let's see. Where is the thing I'm looking for? It is... Here we are. Okay, let's see. Give it a little...
That's, I mean...
Sort of. It's there.
Yeah.
Let's try something real quick.
Anyways, I'm gonna go. I gotta do some work, so good luck.
Yeah,
with the rest
go do that. Thanks for popping in.
Have fun, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Peace
I'll
out.
actually respond to the chat now. The contrast between how wispy, not physical, the body is and the wood mask. Starting to see what you meant. With that darker shadow that goes over. I was basically just trying to make it darker and a little more creepy in general. I actually don't know if I want to do this saturated thing after all. I'm going to go back a couple steps. I think I like it better with color. However, we can't desaturate it just a tad. Something like that. Or we can desaturate the paper a little more. Now I think we're getting there. Do I have a font that would actually make for a good... Whoops. Oh, it's because it's simple, right? Let's see if I have one that could be good for some, like, scribbles. Let's see. Didn't I have... that's not really super convincing. No. No. No, that's like it's... Whoops. No. They all kind of look a little too print-like. No, that's too fancy. Do I really not have... Let's see. All right, you know what? We're gonna try. We're gonna try and go with my complete ass handwriting. Something like this. Like someone just scribbled it down in a hurry. And now we're gonna write notes instead of like actual info, you know? We're gonna make this way smaller. How are we liking this so far? Dang it. Glad you like. move things around a little to make it look a little more scattered. Okay. Okay. I think we might be I think we might be there. I think we might have accomplished what we set out to do here. And you know what? I think we might even be able to mess with the paper a little bit. Because if I take this and we make it look a little bit more like a torn out piece of a journal. Damn it. Okay. See what I mean? Like make it and we shrink everything a little bit more. We take this paper, we select everything, we invert the selection. Actually, we don't invert. We shrink the selection quite a bit. Let's see. Come on, shrink, shrink, shrink. We invert and we fill this out with a more saturated, dirtier color. And then we, shrink? Oh, right. All right. Here we have an artist rendering of a phantom that they spotted in the wild. And they're like trying to figure out what its deal is. Ow. Sorry, that was my arm again. Woof, that is rough. Move this up just a bit. And increase it. And maybe... Yeah, we got it. I think we're good. I think we're good on our spooky phantom. Now, just for fun, now I'm gonna put them side by side so we can see what we have here. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Gotta remove all of that. Yeah, now we're gonna have some fun seeing what the difference is. Just how different our phantom is from what we normally see. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the side-by-side comparison? A little bit of a difference, isn't there? Oh, boy. That became something else entirely. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, yeah, it's still just a baby. Don't get me wrong. It's very baby. So, which one would you rather meet and have on your team? Why not both? That's a good goddamn question. Why not both indeed? Gotta catch them all. I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. Just some poor trainers singing that to themselves, trying not to die of fright. To catch them is my real quest. To train them is my cause. I am pretty happy with what we got here. All things considered. That worked even better than I thought it would. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm not going to do another one. We already spent about 2.5 hours on this, which honestly, I thought it would take longer. But a lot of that was like doing the whole torn journal thing and playing around with effects. Actually, drawing Phantom himself took like 20 minutes, I think. And then all of this was about 2 hours from scratch, from sketch level to this. And I like to think that we got somewhere cool with it. So hope you all enjoyed that, and keep an eye out on the channel in October, because there will be a video where I do 3 of these. Maybe I'll stream one more of them, but one of them you'll just have to see a video to see how that turns out. Of course, you just heard me say what I was planning to do with John, but whatever. We'll see what happens. I never claimed I was a very fast artist. I've never been. But yeah. See ya, folks, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.